succeed in your career. First up, we have our career coaching and goal setting services. Our experienced coaches will work with you to identify your strengths and weaknesses, set SMART goals, and create a personalized action plan to achieve them. With our career coaching and goal setting services, you will gain clarity and focus, improve on your motivation and confidence, and achieve on a better work-life balance. What are your biggest career goals and what is stopping you from achieving them? Join us today by contacting us on 0256 03 7906 or 0256 03 7907. If you want to locate us, we are at World Trade Center opposite the National Theatre in Accra. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms on DDLF TV. Thank you. Emotional mistakes people fall into unknowingly. Allowing emotions to cloud over one's sense of judgment is dangerous, if you ask me. Making decisions out of pity or guilt generally is risky. Good mental health is important to me. I don't know about you. Confusing love with sympathy or empathy has indirectly led many people into deep regrets of a lifetime. My opinion, and it really hurts. Enabling codependent behavior is risky, if I'm asked, and losing identity and autonomy. I call it the cheapest way down. Most people are going through a lot globally behind closed doors. Save a soul today. Welcome to Ddouglas Leadership Forum. Today, I'm here to remind you about our weekly leadership series. Each and every Sunday at 7 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. Nigeria, 2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. UK, and 1 p.m. CST. This is a great opportunity to come together and build ourselves into better individuals. Let's inspire and support. Welcome to our conference. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you back to another section of the Ddouglas Leadership Forum weekly series. Thank you all for joining us this evening. My name is Mansoura Saeed Apedu, and I'm your host for this session. If you're new here, we are glad to have you to join us. We are the Ddouglas Leadership Forum, as I said earlier. I'm going to give you a biography of the CEO, which is Ddouglas Tenge. Ddouglas Tenge is a visionary leader and the driving force behind the Africa Global Investment Expo and the Ddouglas Leadership Forum, that's DDLF. We all, with over a decade of experience in fostering youth empowerment and driving sustainable development initiatives across Africa. Mr. Tenge's work is marked by innovation, strategic vision, and the relentless commitment to positive changes. As the founder and executive director of DDLF, Mr. Tenge has
spearheaded numerous impactful projects, including the provision of laptops and educational resources, the construction of sanitation blocks, and the establishment of clean water initiatives in communities and institutions. Mr. Tenge's leadership has empowered countless among young Africans through esteemed partnerships such as the John C. Maxwell Certified Team Members, Tenderberg School of Global Management, which is a unit of Arizona University. So right now, I'm welcoming the host for this section, which is the CEO himself, Mr. Ddouglas Tenge. Welcome, Mr. Ddouglas Tenge.
Thank you very much, Masura. We want to welcome everybody to tonight's session, and it is always refreshing for us to be here every evening to share thoughts, to learn, and to enhance ourselves with knowledge from people or a group of leaders all over the world. Tonight is no exception. It is the same time where we are all here and then going to learn. I first of all want to raise this apology for the absence of our speaker, and I have to step in. So I will be your speaker for tonight. But again, I am going to speak on the topic that we have shared. And so I'm going to do justice to the topic that has been shared. And we are all going to contribute to that. I want us to pray for the speaker because she is also our rep in South Africa. But it seems like there are some challenges with regards to her work, and experiencing this kind of things is somehow challenging, and we have to remember her in prayer and always pray for her and pray for the city or the nation of South Africa, because a lot of things are going on there which need prayer. So tonight, we're looking at this topic, which has gone viral, and I believe that with all our contribution, we will be able to have understanding to what it means for 2024 to enter a close. So in few days ahead of us, 2024 will be a history, and we will open another chapter, which is 2025. And so what really does this mean to you and I? Entering into another year of our life, transitioning from one session to the other. And most especially when we come to this point in our life, we do make resolutions, and 31st night is one of the nights that actually we revive and reignite, our energies to enter into the new year. And so the evening of 31st, a lot of people go to church and they have to, remember themselves about the year that they are leaving behind and the year that they are entering into. And by giving themselves resolutions and telling themselves what the new year should mean for them. So we want to look at this critically. And so tonight, I want to share few things with us on the topic 2024 enters a close. What does it mean to me and you? Are you able to achieve your goals in 2024? What are the goals that you have set for yourself? What are your expectations when you are entering into 2024? How does 2024 look to you when you were crossing on the 31st night of 2023? The very things you speak to your spirit, the very hope you gave to yourself, the things that you believe will happen to you in the year 2024. My question to you is, are you able to achieve any of this? If not so, then there is a place of reflection for all of us, and we need to look at that. So the end of year can be the time for reflection for everybody and considering what you want to do in the coming year. And I'm going to give some points as to what you have to do when we are to enter into the year 2025. So we will be looking at what you want to change. Do you want to live the same way in the new year, or do you want to make things in a different way? So we will look at what are the things that you need to do differently in the year 2025 and how those things are going to help you grow, equip yourself, and prepare yourself if there is any opportunity that 2025 will offer us. We will also look at what you can do to make things different if you want to make if you want to make things differently. What can you do to create those changes? I'll be taking you through that for tonight. We will also look at making time to reflect, how you need to make time, to reflect in the year 2025. We don't just pass through the year, or you don't allow the year to pass through you. Something must change. We cannot enter into 2025 with the same behaviors of 2024 and doing the same thing. What you repeat in your life become part of you. And so if we transition into 2025 and you keep doing those old things, then do not expect any change in your life. So we will also be looking at how you can set goal in 2025. And that is our core responsibility as an organization, to help people set goals when we are entering into a new year. So my question is how you feel about the new year. How you feel about the year where we are now, 2024? Do you feel like it was good, or that you are glad it is over? Are you just happy that this year is passing by, or you think something has to change? There were definitely some positive moments and experiences, but also some challenges that made us glad to see it come to an end. And we will all agree to that. In Ghana recently, election was conducted and there has been change. So the citizens of the Republic are happy about this change. And what brings about this happiness is because something was not right with the former government. or the governance, something was not right. And because of that, everybody was looking forward to change. And when that change happened, everybody was happy. And so that is how we live as people. If something is not working in your life, definitely you will want to change from that, or you will need change from that. So, as human beings, we will need a moment of reflection moving forward, and the sense of relief to be moving on to new year with the opportunity focus on new goals and aspirations. So what do you want to change? This is another question. And I will be glad if we can be sharing our answers in the chat box, because I would love to read them. Let us make this, a corporate presentation that we can all come together, share knowledge on this. But what do you want change in your life? And do you want to live the same life in same way? Do you want to make things different? Now, reasons to see positive change in your life is to see yourself living a new life. The reason why you will want to see positive change in your life, and you can underline this, is because you want to see yourself living a new life. What does it mean? It means that you might or are tired of the old life. That something you are doing which is not yielding results, and you want to transition out of that. So in the new year in front of us, you want something changed. So this gives you the opportunity to reflect on things that didn't work in 2024. And so you start a new life. It is either you can start a new business, you will choose to go to school, enhance yourself in terms of education, or you want to do something different just to change something about your life. To some people, to change something about their life is to travel. So all these things are things for you to ponder over. I was watching a video today, and a gentleman was advising people of the age of 40 not to travel outside. And so that is his opinion. It might be different from your end. To some of us, maybe at the age of 40 is when you have to travel outside, and that is where the opportunity presents itself. So you might have a plan to travel to places, meet people, and build new network. It is also the time for you to discover new things in your life and to apply them moving forward. It is also the opportunity for you to become more fit and strong, to accomplish things that sometimes that are difficult for you to do. Discovering new things, adapting to new things, learning, equipping yourself knowledge-wise, that can open more doors and opportunity for you. Entering into a new year is also a season where one will choose to celebrate your life. And in celebrating your life is to celebrate your success with the people that matters in your life. So entering into a new year offers you the opportunity that if the old year has been so good, then you will want to celebrate the new year in a grand style. So my second question is, what do you want to do differently in 2025? What will you want to do differently? And if you want to make things differently, what can you do to create that thing to happen? Okay. So, changing life involves a combination of personal growth, engagement, and a broader societal shift. If you want to change your life, there are so many things that you need to put into consideration. Sometimes community engagement, uh, political, or whatever it is. So, how do you approach this? If really you want to do it, how do you approach it? Very important. And so I have here with me, the first thing that you need to consider is self-improvement. Self-improvement. So in self-improvement, you need to focus on personal development. Focus on personal development by setting goals for learning new skills, improving emotional intelligence, and cultivating positive habits. And this can inspire you yourself, because for you to grow and for you to be happy, it begin with you. And the moment you are able to create this, it will also inspire other people around you, and that can have a ripple effect. You can also choose to engage in, I put here, community involvement. And so with that, what do you do? And I will use this opportunity to talk a little bit about this organization. And when we started, this leadership platform, initially we were doing medical screening for inmates, but in the process, we realized that something was missing. And the reason for us to realize that was for the number of youth that we encounter in prisons when we visited these prisons. And so the team came together. We tried to find out what actually constitutes this number of youth to be behind bars. These people who are strong and supposed to be doing something to help their communities and stuff like that. And after research, we realized the missing link, or the challenge, or the problem that one needs to solve is leadership and personal development. So when we realize this, we decide to put up this platform to leverage on our networks of leadership or leaders to be able to change that narrative and to see what we can do to help the youth to come out of this. And so we are involved in community engagement. And as you can see, we engage with the local and we engage with volunteers. And so this is what we are doing. But it begins with one person. It was one person's vision. And so everything begins with somebody. The last week, I gave one lady an opportunity to speak about her organization. That was her dream. Something might drive her to begin to do that, or to begin to dream about that, or to begin to think about that. So entering into a new year gives us the opportunity to think of what we can do differently. So to some of us, you can think of this community involvement or community engagement, or what are the challenges that you can solve. These can also bring you happiness. You can choose to be advocacy for change, and you use your voice to advocate for policies that promote equity, sustainability, and justice. You know, so these also can involve participation in activism or supporting legislations that aligns with your value, things that can make you happy. You can also choose to be involved in sustainable practices, and that is to adopt and to promote sustainable living practices such as reducing, things, that we see as challenge in our recent times. And these things in our communities, most of them has to do with job creation. So what can you do? I'm saying these things because it relates to my field, and that is the work that I'm doing. So I'm just giving, advice on what one can do, you know, to change what is not really working or bringing you happiness or joy, or not equipping you or not positioning you well for you, either to be identified by the world or to be noticed or to have that happiness which you are looking forward to. So you spend the years doing a lot of things, but still something is missing in your life. So what you can do to replace that. And one thing about the world is if you are not solving problem, then you are creating problem. But before you can be identified and before the world can pay you for your knowledge or for anything, then unless you are solving problem. And that is why the world can look for you. Um, Entering into a new year is also an opportunity for one to reflect. So you need to take time to reflect on how you can create, space for new possibilities. Yes, entering into a new year offers you the opportunity to how you can uh, create space for new possibilities. And creating space for new possibilities is to also helping you learn, grow, and discover new freedom. Reflection allows you to analyze your beliefs and actions to learn more. It can help you to understand what you like and dislike, and what is important, what is not important. Reflection also can help you to navigate transitions and embrace change. This is what reflection can do for us. You can assess your skill and experience to make a meaningful impact in new ways through reflection. That is you thinking of the things that are working and that's those that are not working. Reflection can also help you to discover new freedom and opportunities, challenges, and these challenges can help yourself to switch off autopilot, and I'm going to give you some tips about how these can help you to switch. So number one is you need to schedule time. So last week we talked about time management here on this platform. Prof. Piquet delivered on that and how we can manage our time and how that can help us to be productive. So he talked about time management, team management, and how this equal to productivity. So entering into a new year is also an opportunity for you to reflect on how you manage your time. You need to set aside time on your calendar for reflection. Find processes, select processes that work for you, such as writing, talking, thinking, and all that. You need to find ways, of doing all this. And you also need to find a space to reflect in an environment that supports you away from your desk and computer. Sometimes when I'm sitting here in the office, you are working. Today I got here around 1 p.m. and I was putting together some document for our upcoming event, and I realized I'm getting tired. So when the brain is getting tired, I decided to change environment. And what I did was I stepped down. I'm on the 14th floor, so I decided to go down. I stayed there. I watched what was going on. There is an event happening close to me at the British Council. So I went there, I stood there, I watched what they are doing just to refresh myself and to rejuvenate and get myself back in order. And when I came back, I was able to do something positive. Again, when I was getting tired, I play music and I lay back a little bit. All these also give us an opportunity when we are entering into a new year that you will find things that can help you to be productive in the new year. So you don't just get yourself busy all the time, but you can take a trip sometimes. Go to the countryside. You can go and book a hotel, just sleep there a day or two and come back. You can choose to do that with the family. It helps you, it rejuvenates you. It brings some newness in you, you know. And the next thing that you need to also do in the new year is you find a mindset. Find a mindset. That means reflect when you are in a positive state of mind. What do I mean by that? Most of the times we say the problem of Africa is our mindset because our mindset has been built to just see the negative things. And so it is difficult for us to see positive things happening around us. And so what that means is that over the years or over time, what we keep hearing and what we keep seeing in the environment where we live it is impossible. It cannot happen. Negativity. So these are the things that our mindset has been built since from infancy till where we are right now to see. So we don't see positive things happening around us. We have been built with the mindset that when you are given an opportunity to do something, though you have the capacity of doing it, you said, I cannot do it because you don't believe in yourself. And we have been built with the mindset that, when we are given positions, either we lord it over our followers and create, things that does not really help, or to loot. That is what I want to say. Create, we call it, create, loot, and share. But I'm very careful about it when people are given opportunity. You see people craving for opportunity, fighting for it, but when they are given the opposition, the mindset is that when you get in there, make sure you enrich yourself before you come out. And the mindset of us not being accountable. Okay. So in the new year, and this is an advice to all of us, and the topic tonight is 2024 has come to an end. What does it mean to me and you? What can you account for? Are you able to do something with this year 2024? Is there something that you can, sit down and to say, oh, okay, I have been able to do X, Y, Z in 2024 and I'm happy with it. If you are happy with it, we all clap for you. But if you are not happy with it, then you want to join us so that we take account and to plan how we step into the year 2025. We cannot do the same thing we keep doing from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and you want to enter into 2025 with the same behavior. And to ask the youths, this one is for us to find accountable partner in our life. That is if you are not yet married. That is if you are married and something didn't go right and you have to part your ways. That is if you are looking forward to getting married. This is very, very important. John Maxwell says something. He said, everything rises and falls on leadership. But I can tell you here that in terms of relationship and accountable marriage and finding accountable partner, everything rises and falls on a committed partner. So if it is your plan and your vision to get married in 2025, it is not just a matter of you finding a partner, but it is a matter of you finding an accountable partner. Okay. Now, in finding this accountable partner also means that you must be accountable yourself. Garbage in, garbage out. You can claim to be white and then, or you are expecting your partner to be positive and you are negative. The two of you must share the same vision, and that is how you can be successful in the year 2025 if you are finding a partner. Also in 2025, I was sharing with a friend yesterday, and one critical thing about life is when you are moving forward in life, those behind you are very, very important, and you must reflect on this. Because those behind you can make you and they can unmake you. Those behind you, how do they see you? Do they see you as a competition or they see you as their leader? If they see you as their leader, they will work with you and will want to be like you. But if they are seeing you as a competition, they will fight you. And so when you are selecting those who are behind you, be careful about their background. Because your rise and fall depends on these people. Now, the one that you look up to is equally important because what you are learning from the one you are looking up to also can make you and can unmake you. So in the year 2025, you may want to pick a coach, somebody that can coach you, and we all need it. We all need leaders in our life. In the church, they will say fathers. We all need fathers, but we all need leaders. Where I sit, I have people that I look up to. And I have people that weekly I talk to them and I share my problem and my issues with them to seek technical advice on what can I do differently or what can I change about the situation or change about my life. And so we as an individual, we need people who can speak the truth to us at the face without any shadow of fear. So you need this class of people in your life. Number one, the one behind you. Is he or she working to support you, or she is fighting you spiritually and wanting you to fall so that they can take over your position? Are they drawing you back? When you realize that the one behind you is weight that is drawing you back, the simplest thing that you can do to help yourself, cut it off and quickly adopt a new strategy that can help you to move forward. Otherwise, you will marking time in life. And sometimes in Africa, we say they are witches and wizards, but some of the things are not witches and wizards. It is just about we making a critical decision to change the whole system, and things will begin to work for us. You will also want to be careful with your friends entering into a new year. You will want to be careful with your friend. Whom do you call a friend, or who is close to you as a friend? Jesus was telling the disciples at a time that now we are friends, which means that there is nothing secret amongst them. Everything about the kingdom of God, he shared with them. And everything that he receives from the Father, he shares with them. So he sees them as close friends. And to some of us, friends are even much better than a family. Your friend is much, much better than a family. So in choosing a friend, choose a friend that supports your dream, a friend that supports your vision. It is not a friend who will see you as a competition, or a friend who will be jealous of your success and want to draw you back. When you have this type of friends in your life will end nowhere. And I believe entering 2025, these are not the class of people you need in your circle. So you need to watch out. If you have to change, change. Some of them will laugh with you during the day, but you don't know what happened in the night. So spiritually, you have to also be strong. I was making a recommendation yesterday. I was introducing somebody yesterday to a friend, and she said, send me her name. I want to pray about it. We also have to be mindful about the spirit and see how you align yourself if you are a Christian, how you align yourself if you are a Muslim, how you align yourself if you are Buddhist. What your belief is, make sure that spiritually you are strong, that anything negative that will happen around you or any negative energy around you, be it friend or anybody, you quickly can disconnect yourself from that. And so you need these people, and this is what can keep you on track in 2025. Also, you will want to celebrate your wins. Actually, you will want to celebrate your wins. And we know as 2024 coming to a close like this, a lot of people are celebrating because there are some wins in their life, and a lot of people also will mourn and things like that. But celebrating your wins and celebrating the team and the people who help you, in your journey of success, that also help reinforce your progress. So I will be talking about the last one, but I know there are some messages in the chat box, and so I just want to go back to them and then we'll take them. So Anna is saying, yes, being the hardest year of my life, things need to change. Yes, I believe in that. Say doing the same thing and expecting different results. Yes, you cannot do the same thing and expect a different result. So she said self-discipline, self-control, commitment, and perseverance. And so these are the tools that can help you, to be on a pedestal of success. You need to have vision, So she said the future is more than the past. And this is one thing about the outgoing vice president. I don't want to do politics here, but I'm just bringing in these guidelines to help us and to help us to reflect, because we are in leadership position and these things help us a lot. Africa is being noted for chaos and all these things, but I think it is about time that our leaders now are thinking beyond what they need to acquire to themselves. And so a lot of them are coming to understand the need for democracy. And so in recent election here in Ghana, the vice president, for him to concede defeat, was like, there are more days ahead of us. In that reflection, it speaks to him that I don't need to hold on to power, but let me give to who win. And when he win, we win. And if there is peace, there are more days ahead of us. So the future is more powerful than now. So I believe 100% with you, Anna, for that. And so Evangelist said, God first, identifying my gifts and my talent. Very important. It is important for us to identify our gifts, because your gift is what makes room for you. If people will know you, they will know you by your gift. If people will know you, they will know you by what you are capable of doing. And if the world will pay you, they pay you for your gift. They don't pay you because you exist. They pay you for your gift, because the gift is what you are using to add value. So she talked being intentional and poised toward ambition, considering resources available to me in every time. That is good management, and it's also part of time management and resource management. So engineer says, one of my greatest achievements this year is being part of the DDLF. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Say thanks to my chairman. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So said, sorry, we will be off network at the moment. Okay, all right then, we got it. So this is what it is. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about before we end tonight's session is about goal setting. Goal setting. Do not enter into the new year without setting goals to yourself. Never enter into a new year without setting goals to yourself. There must be something that will challenge you to do more, and something must wake you up from bed. There must be a dream that will wake you up and to tell you, what are you doing? It is good to sleep, but certain hours of the day and of the night, if you are sleeping, something is wrong, because those are the times of reflection. Those are the times of accountability. Those are the times for setting goals. And those are the times to speak to your spirits and to speak to yourself. So you need to manage yourself very well. And by doing that is to set goals for yourself. And so the end of year mostly are the seasons that help us to do all these things for the new year. And so it helps us to look at the opportunities that are ahead of us. Tonight, my question to you, what are you doing? What are your plans for 2025? How does 2024, how has it been with you? What are the things that work for you and what are the things that didn't? What will you want to change? Because if you keep repeating the same thing over time, do not expect change. You will get the same result. But if you want to see something different happen in your life, then you must begin to look for change. And you must begin to do things differently. Do not carry the same spirit and the same energy in 2025, which brings you no result, in 2024, which brings you no result into 2025. So I will end it here by encouraging you. It is not over. There are more days ahead of us. There are opportunities ahead of us. But identify something that can change the story of your life. That in 2025, you also can have a story to tell. You also can have a testimony to share. And you can also tell people, God has been good unto me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. David. So right now we open the comment section for anyone who has a question. But before that, I will read some few messages from our attendees. Anaju Jabi. Oh yes, being the hardest year of my life, things need to change. She also says, doing the same things and expecting different results. Self-discipline, self-control, commitment, perseverance, vision, vision, vision. Our future is more powerful than our past. Florence Burton says, God first, identify my gifts and talents, being international and poised towards ambitions, considering resources available to me in every decision. Anna also says, success is predictable and so is future. We have Engineer Shehu. One of my greatest achievements this year is being part of the DDLF. Thanks to my chairman, Mr. David Ddouglas, for this opportunity. I have learned a lot. Sorry, we'll be off network at the moment. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance to everyone. Okay, Mr. Shehu, Merry Christmas to you too. Let's look at, okay, awesome presentation, way to go. Okay, Anna also says thank you to Anna. We are glad to have. Okay, personally, talking about negativity, I think negativity is something we all should discourage because there's a difference between I cannot do and I will not do. If you say you cannot do, that's like, okay, I can't do. You're underestimating yourself. But if you say you will not do, yes, you can do, but you just don't want to do. So we all have to know the difference. Please, if you have any question, you can raise your hand and you'll be called. Okay, personal
Right.
goal. PK.
I think Prof. PK is talking about personal goal. Prof, you can unmute yourself. I make you as a co-host, so you can unmute yourself and talk about it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, David. I had to go to church, so I couldn't join you earlier on, but I heard at least the last 10 minutes of your presentation. You were talking about going into the future and 2025 and what each of us needs to do. The important point is to think about your personal goals. What is it that you want to achieve 2025? Because you see, if you don't know where you are going, any road will lead you there. I've made this point several times on this platform. You see, if you don't make the effort to achieve something great, greatness will not come to you. That's why I made the point that you should be ready at all times to give up what you are for what you might become.
Right.
You know, in Ghana, we love to go to church. Sadly, a lot of the things that the Bible teach, we don't actually practice them. It's all going through the motions. I go to Methodist, you go to Basel, you go to this, you go to Action, and we all go Sunday and come back, and following Sunday we go, and so forth and so on. What is in Scripture, which is hard work, honesty, dedication, integrity, it's missing. And people have surrounded themselves with pastors who will tell them what they want to hear. Oh, the future is wonderful for you. Meanwhile, if you are not putting any effort into the future will not be wonderful. Yeah, the pastor says, and I receive it. You receive what? You haven't put any effort in. What are you receiving? We're going to have the 31st night moving into 2025. And in Ghana, there's something called crossover. In other words, from 31st night, December 31st, to 1st January 2025, they call it crossover. You are, in a sense, moving from one year to the next. And people have given it all sorts of names: crossover, jump over, walk over, jog over. It all means nothing, because you will find that 31st December and 1st January, there's no difference between them. You just ease from one into the other. There's nothing miraculous about it. You go to bed, you wake up, you are, following day, you are 2025. And your pastor is telling you, oh, 2025 will be wonderful. 2025 will be great. It's your best time. God has said this and that and that. It's all lies. God hasn't said anything. God has said, I will bless the work of your fingers. If you work hard, you put your shoulders to the wheel. I've made you in my image. I've given you rationality. I've given you common sense. If you plan and you put your shoulders to the wheel, I will bless it. They'll become something. But it's all about come and sit in church 7 days a week so that they will get offering. And it's all lies. If you don't put the effort in, for example, if the things you did in 2024, which didn't bring progress, you continue to do them 2025, it will not bring progress. You see, if what you've got in 2024 is not good enough, then you have to determine, what should I do going into 2025 to make me achieve better than I did? If anybody is telling you that you don't need to do anything, just that 2025 will be good, he's deceiving you. Oh, I prophesy over your life. Oh, I command progress into your life. Then they say amen. Then they say I receive. A human being prophesying and commanding progress into your life when you are not doing anything, please don't listen to these people. God expects you to do the right things and get the right results. It's in 2 gospels in the Bible. Gospel according to Matthew, gospel according to St. Luke. If you plant a good tree, you harvest good fruit. If you plant a bad tree, you harvest bad fruit. This is God's word. So those of us who are going to determine what are the good trees I need to plant 2025, and you plant them, the fruit will come. So don't be deceived by people who talk big. They want you to get there and put your money in. Put your money in, God will bless you. You mean you can bribe God to bless you? Oh, I put a lot of money in, so God should bless me. God, you saw that I put 10 million in. You see, you saw it. So bless me. You can bribe God, the creator of the whole universe. Your money, can bribe God. God has given us things to do: hard work, decency, integrity, honesty. And he says, I'll bless that. Because those things please me. They please me. So I'll look at those and say, this is my son, this is my daughter, who regards me, respects me, and is doing the right thing. Then he will bless it. So let us go out, set agendas for 2025. and pray, God, help me to achieve it. But you got to go and put your shoulders to the wheel. I do it all the time. I'm a Bible-believing Christian, but there's no step I take without prayer. But I will take the step. I don't sit in my house and I pray 24 hours a day and contracts come. No, today, David called me about possible contract for some training. That means preparing for the training. That means getting my computer ready, preparing cases, and I deliver, and the money will come in. That's what God expects us to do. He has created us in His image. Jesus said, my Father works all the time, and I'm also working all the time. Let us determine what agendas, what goals we can set for our lives, goals that will make us better in 2025 than in 2024. Let's set agendas and let's put our shoulders to the wheel. Prayer alongside, but let's go and get it done. And the results will be there for you to see at the end of the year. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you very much, Prof. Evangelist Florence, I can see you. You want to contribute something. You can unmute yourself. You are muted. Okay.
Yeah, so Kindemi, thank you very much for the opportunity to chip in something small. Yeah, so what I'll recommend is that way forward, going into 2025, I will suggest that we do things in perspective. What I mean is that you must take into consideration your gift and talent, like I tested earlier on, because we have a lot of the youth running into everything that they think brings money, and that hampers progress a lot, because there are challenges in whichever endeavor you find yourself in. But if it is your passion, if it is your gift, if it is your talent, you are able to embrace whatever challenges that comes with it. Sometimes you enjoy the ups and downs. But if it is not your gift, and just because friends are doing it, you also jumped into it. When the challenges comes or when the downtimes comes, you get frustrated. Then you jump out. Then you want to start another thing again after 6 months. Before you realize, by the time 2025 will end, you would have entered about 5 ventures or 3 ventures, which doesn't augur well, is waste of time. You and I will attest to the fact that starting any enterprise takes some time before it starts yielding fruits. So if you are the type who is fond of jumping from one venture to another, by the time you realize, if you are a youth, if you are young and you think you have a lot of, by the time you realize 10 years is gone and you can't lay your hands on any meaningful venture that you can say that this is what I have done for the past 10 years. So what I want to recommend is that let's do things in perspective. Let's identify our areas, and then let's be resilient. Let's be assertive. Let's be committed to your calling. Once God has given you that area, God knows how to resource you. Yours is to be determined, be poised, be focused, and God will do the rest. So this is what I have to add to the discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Evangelist. Alf, I have also made you a co-host. You can also unmute yourself and contribute. I know you are typing into the chat box. You can unmute yourself and make your contribution.
I'm not feeling too well, so forgive me if I don't speak a lot. Just my normal. I've said planning to fail is failing to plan. Planning to fail is planning to failing to plan is planning to fail. David has already said, look, we have to plan. It's being reinforced by Evangelist Florence, it's been reinforced by PK to a certain degree. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. Einstein said that. I think he's smarter than all of us. But the point is there. if we don't. God is a God of plan, purpose, and design. If you think that God didn't plan the planet and the world and everybody in it, then you've got another thing coming, because it says he knew each and every one of us by name before we are even born. So that what I said, that what I would say is a serious level of planning. Prof said something about planting a tree. If you plant a bad tree, bad seed, you get a bad tree. And if you plant good seed, you get a good tree. Some people don't even plant the tree, and so they've got zero hope. And having no hope is worse than having bad hope, because at least you're expecting something. If you plant the bad one, you might learn from it that, okay, I've put all this effort in. I planted, I wanted banana. Banana is not, you put succulents, but I wanted oranges, and I planted apple trees. So my vision was for apples. So, okay, next time I'll make sure that the seeds I have are orange, or whatever I wanted to plant, and then I'll get the result in the end. And these are things that, and you plant the tree, it takes time. There's the tilling of the land, there's the watering, there's the seedling growing up, there's the transplanting, there's the weeding of the, I mean, is as Pastor Evangelist Florence said, right? It's not an easy, oh, he's not making me, as I put it in previous talks, microwave money. Nothing comes overnight. If you have to work hard for it. Things that come easily go easily. You do not appreciate what God puts in. If you ask God for patience, don't pray for things that you don't want the hard work to go into it, because God always teaches us in a way that we will understand the lesson. And if you don't believe me, go back to the Israelites. The Israelites could have crossed the desert in 10 to 12 days, right? But because of their choices, it took them 40 years. I've said this before, that look, God, if you teach me a lesson, help me to do the 10-day version. I don't want to do the 40-day version. Let me hear what you're saying, and let me hear it quick. Let me understand it, and let me understand it quick. Because honestly, I really don't want to go around that desert and there's that rock again. I'm sure I've been here before. I'm sure I've done that before. And these are things that you will find going from 2024 and the previous years that you've been on planet Earth. You said, I've seen this before. How come? It means you didn't learn the lesson the first time round, and you have to learn it again. I pray for each and every one of us here that it will not take us 40 years to go through, to get from point A to point B. Moses, 40 years in the desert to learn the lesson of how to live in the desert. Could he have learned it in a shorter period? I don't know. But at least God took him 40 years in the desert. He knew how to survive 40 years in the desert, even though he didn't enter the promised land. So let us learn the lessons that God is teaching us, because nothing happens from God that is by chance. God doesn't do chance. He knows what he's teaching us. He takes us and gives us free will. We choose the way we want to go. We want to go this way, he will say, thank you very much. If you think about it, the Israelites in the desert, they were led by God in front and protected by God at the back. But the direction of which God chose to lead them literally was their choice, right? So he could have led them straight to the promised land, no pain, no foul. But their choice was, oh, it's better in Egypt. Oh, it was better in Egypt. Oh, it was better in Egypt. Do you want to go back to Egypt? You got free bread, free food, free quills, free wood, free water, free clothes, everything, free. No. You're complaining about this, you're complaining about that. Let's look at what we are supposed to learn. Learn it, and let's move on. Because, I mean, this is part of the DDLF ethos, right? The principles we are teaching you, the principles that we are trying to relay are those that will take us into the future, those that will give us insight and not learn the lessons that other people have learned and are passing down to us for free. This is part of the DDLF the DDLF ethos, because you can go and do, and honestly, most of you can go and do the same thing again. I mean, if you think I'm joking, you look at the Israelites and you look at today's world, and you will see there's a lot of correlations. People in the Bible, you look at them and what they did, and you look at us and you see there's a lot of correlation. How come we didn't learn the lesson? And we have the Holy Spirit, right? So please, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say for tonight. Christ came that we may have life and have it more abundantly. As we go into this Christmas season, in memory of when he was born as a baby, like one of us used to be, and grew up to become the savior of the planet, let us choose to follow him. As the word says, seek you first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and everything else will follow on. So when you're planning, make sure you know what you put first. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alf. Mansuri, you can take over from here.
Okay, thank you, Mr. David. Please, does anyone have any questions? Our time is already exhausted. Thank you to everyone who contributed, even though we couldn't get in touch with our supposed host, but you all have made this wonderful. Thank you very much. And for the sake of those who joined us late, we are David Ddouglas Leadership Forum, and our main purpose is to nurture the youth of tomorrow, counsel them, mentor them in their life to become better individuals. Our time is already exhausted, so that's all for tonight. We'll end the meeting. Mr.
Right.
David.
So yes, to end it, the actual plan is for us to actually end the year 2024 on today's presentation, but a call came through, which we have to still do next week. So next week will be our final week for the year 2024, and of which we will take a break, and we'll be back in the year 2025. And so again, we are grateful to all our viewers, followers, and partners to this organization. 2024 has been a great year to all of us, but next week we will all celebrate it together as we pray into the year 2025. To conclude with, I want us to pray for South Africa, in our own time, because this is the second time that our speaker is having a challenge. She was sending me some pictures of accidents in her area where she has been called to follow up to the hospital. We have to be praying for these people. A lot of things are happening in this country, South Africa, and we have to pray. And the volunteers, always they are on their wheel going to the hospital or going to relieve a family somewhere and stuff like that. It's been challenging to those who put themselves in the position to help. So in our prayer, let us remember South Africa in our prayer. So we thank everybody for your time. It has been another wonderful session. We look forward to next week. Until we meet again, we say good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to you all. Thank you for being part of tonight's session.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody. See you, God willing, next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Prof. Bye-bye.